Namaste. Welcome to Hilton Bengaluru Embassy Golflinks. I'm Cassandra and I would like to take you through our health and safety preparations. Please follow me. Once you arrive, your footwear is sanitized. Hands are disinfected using the sanitizer provided and temperature is checked. Your luggage also goes through a disinfection routine. Floor markers are used to ensure social distance is maintained while checking in. Sanitized pens are used for paperwork. We have extra masks and gloves available if you wish to use them. Thank you. Your key is sanitized before being handed out to you. We are doing everything possible to ensure you have a safe and healthy stay with us. All our common areas and touch points like door handles, elevators and elevator buttons are sanitized at regular intervals using medical-grade sanitizers. There are hand sanitizers kept at various public areas for easy access. Your room is sanitized with immense attention to detail. All the electrical sockets, appliances, door handles and fixtures are thoroughly disinfected. ULV misting is used to further sanitize the room. To further reduce the risk, rooms are allocated to new guests only after 72 hours of previous guest checkout. Every room is equipped with a hand sanitizer. While you stay with us, you have access to digital menus for in-room dining. Thank you. We follow contactless delivery for the food. Your room is made every second day unless you request otherwise, and there is no turn-down service. It is very safe to dine at any of our restaurants if you prefer to do so. After temperature check and hand sanitization, you are seated at your reserved table that follows social distancing norms, kept a minimum 6 feet away from other tables. The tables and chairs have been sanitized after every use. The buffets have sneeze guards, and social distancing norms are followed for the buffet. All our staff also undergo a rigorous sanitization routine when they arrive. Temperature checks, hand sanitization, footwear disinfection are performed upon entry. They always wear masks and gloves and work while maintaining social distance. If you use a hotel car, rest assured that your car has been thoroughly sanitized before your use. The driver is always wearing gloves and mask. There are extra masks and gloves with the driver if you wish to use them. We have been home to a few guests throughout the lockdown, taking care of them as family. We're open with full excitement, keeping in mind all the government and WHO's recommended safety and health guidelines. Looking forward to welcome you back.
Contactless payment cards and services like Apple Pay are super useful. We use them every day for everything from buying that coffee in the morning that helps us put up with people to getting on public transport on our way to work or uni or school or whatever you do in your life. But what exactly happens when you tap your card on your phone on the reader and you get that beep? Well, the whole process of steps that just happens in that fraction of a second is defined in a standard called EMV, named after the 3 companies that founded it: Europay, MasterCard, Visa. While there was earlier standards and technologies in countries like Germany and France, this standard is the, standard, and these predecessors have pretty much been superseded. The standard defines a couple of things. Firstly, the hardware that needs to be on the card, the hardware that the readers need to have, and the software and communication protocols between the two of them. If you have a close look at your card under a light, you can see that under the chip there's, a chip, a tiny little processor and a piece of memory. Connected to this chip is a coil that receives power from the reader to run it, as well as act as antennas to transmit and receive data from the reader. When you put your card near the reader, it gets caught up in a magnetic field. This provides the card with power and starts the chip. This chip then broadcasts a message and establishes a connection with the reader. Once this connection is established, the card sends its type. This represents the issuer. And once the reader has this, it starts a specific piece of code for this card type called a kernel. They then communicate backwards and forwards, confirming that they're both legitimate. Once this is confirmed, the card generates a code that's unique to both this reader and can only be used once. The reader sends this code back up to the card issuer. The card issuer then takes that code and checks its records for the bank that card belongs to, and sends a request with the amount of the transaction and other information relating to the transaction onto the card's bank. Bank then checks the account for things like whether it's active and if it has the funds for the transactions available. The bank then responds to the card issuer whether or not this is the case, or whether there's other things needed like a PIN. Card issuer then takes this information and appends any updates it wants to send to the card while it's connected to a reader and available onto the package, and sends that back up to the reader. Finally, on the reader, this package is opened. Those updates are sent to the software and the memory on the card so that the card can, keep in touch with the card issuer. And the response is read. If the transaction was successful and nothing else is pending, you get the approved message and you get your coffee. If it's pending and needs something like a PIN, that's asked for, collected, and can either be compared with a key that's sent on that package from the card issuer. It could be sent to the card itself, which, using the information it's stored,
Find me some hotels in New York close to Central Park from this Friday to Sunday.
To see a dish on your table is a reality, augmented reality. It's better than a photo. The entire range of food that you see in Menu AR is a three-dimensional image of the real dishes. You can see the texture of the products, their ingredients and size. Point the camera at the table and see the desired order in front of you. So real, you wish to have it immediately. We create a menu in augmented reality, taking the following steps. Our photographer comes to a place with a special box to take photos in. The photographer takes shots of freshly cooked dishes from different angles. About 200 photos will be taken in 15 minutes. Then a 3D artist creates three-dimensional images of your dishes. Now this is not a flat picture on a paper menu, but a modern virtual offer of your place. Guests can install the app on their phones, put some pamphlets with QR codes in your restaurant. Using the hints, a visitor easily goes to your menu just by scanning the code. Suddenly, the real-size food is in front of them. They easily order new, unusual dishes because they see what they will get. You just have to cook it. Also, it's easy to order delivery at home using the app. A couple of clicks, and the client cannot resist making an order. The food on the table looks so real and gives the appetite.